In 2024, there are 8 main types of Google ad campaigns that you can use to advertise your product or service on Google's many different platforms. But what's the difference between the 8 types, and how do you know what campaign type is best for your business and the goals you're looking to achieve? We're going to be explaining all of this and more in today's video. So make sure you watch the full video, and if you like this content, give it a like, consider subscribing, and let me know down below if you have any questions. But before we can dive into the different campaign types, we have to quickly explain the difference between a Google ad campaign and Google advertising channels. You see, many people get the two mixed up. And to avoid confusion, it's important to clarify the inherent differences between the two. Google advertising channels are the various platforms and networks where your ads can appear, like Google Search, YouTube, Maps, etc. Whereas Google ad campaign types determine your ad-specific objectives and settings. They define how you want to interact with your audience and what you want to achieve. But the best way to think about these two is that Google advertising channels are where your ads appear, and Google ad campaign types is how to structure your advertising efforts to meet your specific business goals. So let's explain a little bit more thoroughly each of these main Google ad campaign types. Google search ads are text-based ads that appear when someone searches for the products or services your business provides on Google. Now, these Google search campaigns are great at generating leads or sales for both services and products. They're also high intent marketing, meaning you can target people who are looking specifically for your products or services at the moment that they want to purchase when they're making searches. Because of this, the goal of search campaigns isn't to disrupt people and appear in front of a random person at a random time, but instead to show up at the right person at the right time and pay a premium to reach someone who has that direct intent. This means that your lead quality from Google search campaigns tends to be high, especially if you know how to target your ads correctly. They're also relatively easy to set up, since you just need to write the text for your search ads along with keywords to target the right people, and then bam, you got yourself Google search ads for your business. Now, that all sounds well and good, but there are a few caveats to know about with Google search ads. For one thing, cost per click, CPC, can be pretty expensive depending on your industry or niche. So if you're in a more competitive market where everyone wants to be at the top of the search results, you're likely to have to pay top dollar to get those placements. And because Google is the biggest search engine in the world, you're likely going to have competition no matter what industry you're in. Another thing to consider with Google search ads is that the recent updates that cause people to have a little bit less control over their keyword selections. See, with search campaigns, you can set up something called a keyword match type, which determines the scope of Google searches and where it causes your ad to appear. Now, there's exact match, which is when people's exact searches match the keywords that they enter into Google to trigger your ad. There's also phrase match, where people have to search for something that includes the meaning of your keyword, so it's very close to those keywords. And then of course, broad match, where people have to search for something that is generally related to your keywords for your ad to appear. Now, keyword match types still exist within search campaigns. However, Google has loosened some of the requirements for keyword match types, so just because you want an exact match or phrase match doesn't necessarily mean you'll always get one. Having less control over your keyword selection seems to be a trend moving forward with Google Ads as they shift more and more towards AI and audiences. So if you're considering using a campaign type that's heavily reliant on your keyword selection, like search campaigns, keep that in mind. So now let's move into our second Google ad type, and that is Google Shopping campaigns. Google Shopping ads are essentially just product listings that appear inside search results and on the Google Shopping tab. Google Shopping campaigns are ideal for retail and e-commerce businesses, and they're great for brands and retailers that want to appear in front of customers who are searching for their products. And they can also be used to promote products at physical stores along with local inventory ads. As the name implies, Google Shopping campaigns are very specific to e-commerce, physical, and digital products. So if you aren't in that space, it's probably not the best fit for you. If on the other hand you are, then there are some things that you'll need to keep in mind. Namely, you're likely to be competing with bigger brands that will try to outbid you, especially if you have a common product or a commodity. For example, if you're a retailer trying to sell deodorant, you'll have to compete with all the other retailers that also sell either that same deodorant or a deodorant that's very similar. Because of this, your cost per acquisition can be higher because shopping campaigns have a lot of competition to get that top spot, and those top spots are usually where people buy from. However, if you have a more unique product, then it can be worth running these shopping campaigns because there'll be less competition for your keywords and your product will stand out more in those results. Next up, we have Google Display campaigns. Google Display campaigns allow you to reach a relevant audience with visually engaging ads across millions of websites, apps, and Google-owned properties, including YouTube and other properties, as well as third-party sites. Now, Google Display is good for expanding your reach and staying top of mind with your audience. These display ads are intended to increase brand awareness, gain additional exposure, and remarket to your already existing traffic. Because display campaigns are better for your brand marketing, whether a bigger branding campaign on the front end or retargeting on the back end, they're typically weaker for direct response marketing to cold traffic. So if you want to have people take action from your ads, display campaigns may not be the best fit. There can also be a lot of low-quality traffic from displayed campaigns, and conversions tend to be lower compared to campaigns designed for higher intent audiences. Another caveat of Google display campaigns is that it can be difficult to control which platforms and where your ads are shown on. Your ads might appear on platforms that are irrelevant to your business. And there's also unintended consequences of banner blindness from display campaigns, where if your display ads appear too frequently, people may unconsciously ignore your ads. Because of this, you may need to rotate out those creatives frequently, especially if you're using display creatives in your retargeting, and especially if you have a smaller audience. And of course, certain ad blocking software can also block out those display ads on websites, just another quick thing to keep in mind. However, if you're looking to do more branding and remarketing for your business and have resources to swap out creatives frequently, display campaigns can be a great option. Next up, we have Google App Campaigns. These campaigns are used to help you find new app users and generate revenue within your apps. App campaigns use information from your app to automatically optimize ads across Google's various advertising channels. Remember, we talked about the difference between campaigns and channels. App ads can actually run across multiple different channels. They can help drive more installs, engagements, and signups for your app on different mobile devices. And you can show your app on search, display, and YouTube all under one campaign. Again, this campaign is designed for apps. So if you don't have one, then you shouldn't really be using that campaign. But there are a couple of things to note. First is that pre-registration promoting apps before they release may not always be available on certain iOS devices and mobile devices. Secondly, app campaigns may be a bit pricier compared to other campaign types, so just keep that in mind when you're adjusting your ad budget, and make sure you have a clear plan to actually ROI on your campaigns. Especially if you have a free app, you don't want just users, you want to be able to generate revenue from those users. So make sure you're tracking that as well. Next up, we have Smart Campaigns. Google Smart Campaigns allow you to automate your Google ads with AI. They're essentially the easiest way to get your campaigns set up and running, and many advertisers and new advertisers really see them appealing because they can quickly set up their campaigns. Just put in your business information, create a few ads, and Google's AI will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you to help you really maximize some of that time and money you have. But of course, there are some drawbacks there, because outside of budget, keywords, and location, you'll have very limited control over your campaign, and that includes creative assets, the targeting, and the overall optimization of your ads, as Google AI will create a lot of that for you based on your site and selected themes. Smart Campaigns will also give you very little insight on your campaign's overall performance other than some basic metrics. So you won't be able to access the same in-depth analytic reports that you'll have on other Google campaign types. And despite Google's promise of a completely hands-off campaign, you'll still need to do some basic management tasks, as Google's AI isn't quite smart enough yet to do everything for you. Moving on, we have Performance Max campaigns. Performance Max allows you to access all of Google's advertising channels from a single campaign with AI optimization. Performance Max is intended to drive your campaign performance based on specified conversion goals, delivering more conversions and value by optimizing performance in real time across channels and using smart bidding. Smart bidding allows Google's AI to bid across channels and unlock conversion opportunities in real time. Essentially, Performance Max campaigns are similar to Smart Campaigns, but need more user input and can be monitored and optimized by users. Similar to Smart Campaigns though, these Performance Max campaigns are optimized with Google's AI, so you tend to have less control over your campaigns. You might end up spending money on prospects that would have converted on an ad from a different campaign, as Performance Max favors easy conversions. Another thing that we've noticed here at Ad Outreach is that there seems to be some seasonality to PMax campaigns. We've seen campaigns perform extremely well for a few weeks and then suddenly flatline. Some other caveats are that Performance Max campaigns are very bare bones, and you don't get real numbers on how your ads are actually performing, other than some basic descriptors. Meaning you can't monitor and accurately test specific ads with PMax the same way you can in other campaign types. Your creative assets have to be very well done, so as an advertiser, you'll need more bandwidth to work on your ads overall, as there is less control over your targeting and Performance Max campaigns. The next type of Google ad campaign is demand gen campaigns. Demand gen campaigns were formerly known as discovery campaigns, and as Google has announced, all discovery campaigns will be upgraded to demand gen campaigns here in 2024. So if you don't know, discovery campaigns were Google's response to image-rich social media ads and were ideal for social advertisers looking to serve more visually appealing text and image ads on Google in the most impactful websites, including YouTube, Google's Discovery Network, and Gmail. With demand gen campaigns, advertisers now have access to YouTube Shorts, use image and video ads within the same campaign, and set up campaigns to maximize clicks. Similar to Smart and Performance Max campaigns, ad placement for demand gen campaigns is determined by Google's algorithm. But you can help guide the algorithm by inputting keywords that you want to bid on, location, and types of devices that your prospects are using. Because of the nature of discovery campaigns, demand gen campaigns seem to be intended for e-commerce and local businesses. Now, because this is the newest type of Google ad campaign, we don't have much experience with them and can't tell you exactly what their weaknesses are and exactly the best strategies, but because they're operated by Google's AI, we can assume that your creatives will need to be better as targeting will be a little bit weaker, along with the usual downside of using campaigns operated by Google's AI. Last, but certainly not least, are video campaigns. Also known as YouTube ads, these video campaigns allow you to show people your video ads on YouTube, the second largest search engine and the biggest video platform. And they can also appear on other websites as well in front of specific videos or popping up on sites as a video player. Video campaigns, specifically through the use of YouTube ads, can help make people aware of your product or service and consider purchasing from your business. So you can set them up for both branding and driving conversions. They do both at the same time. They're great for expanding your reach past Google search ads, as you can reach people who are searching natively on YouTube or on the Google platform. They're also great for remarketing and retargeting, as you can target people that already visited your site and show them a value-based video. Now, we here at Ad Outreach believe that YouTube ads are the best way to reach your ideal clients, as you can reach the right person at the right time with the right video. And that's one of the best ways to be able to connect with your ideal clients and get them to take action. However, there are some important things that we'd like to mention before considering running YouTube ads. For starters, you typically need a higher budget to get started, somewhere from $50 to $100 per day for most businesses. So for some people, it might not be the best solution. Because of this, low cost and low ticket products and services sometimes are unsuited for YouTube video campaigns, though this isn't always the case. Now, none of this is to say you can't get results with a lower product or a lower spend, but it is something that we recommend to clients to get the best results. If, however, you're looking for a great option with YouTube ads, I have a full-blown video where I dive deep into exactly how you can use YouTube ads for as little as $5 to $10 a day with a different type of strategy. Some of the other caveats to consider is that you have a little bit less control to decide which videos your ads are going to be shown in front of. In the past, it was easier to target specific videos, but now Google has shifted away from content targeting. So it can take time to find the best combination of targeting and creative strategies with how YouTube currently is. Lastly, you need a little bit of a higher production value to get started with YouTube ads depending on your audience. But the great news is, with YouTube ads, you have the ability to reach the right people and when they're watching videos. So if you want to learn how YouTube ads work, I've got a full YouTube ad strategy PDF linked right down there in the description that you can download completely for free. Everything you need to know, from running the perfect YouTube ad script to setting up the targeting, it's all down there in the link below completely for free. So those are the 8 different types of Google ad campaigns that you can run here in 2024. The best campaign for you will depend on your business and your goals. But of course, we recommend running YouTube ads to get in front of your ideal clients with video. Thanks so much for watching this video. Give it a like if you found it valuable, subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you in the next video.